What's up, y'all? I am at our newest location. Don't even have a sign up yet. This is our Tampa Palms location. We're super excited about it. It's been open about 3 weeks. I'm just excited to get back into the shop, man. It's my place, man. It's where I need to be more often. So I miss it. I love it. We got a great group of guys in this shop. Expect more tutorials from your boy. Thank you guys for sticking around, continuing to follow the channel. It's been almost a decade we've been doing this. So we about to come stronger than ever, y'all.
Yo, super excited, guys. We are at our newest location. This is location number 8 in Tampa Palms. We've been open about a month and it's already crushing it, man. I'm super excited for the new guys that we have there. Some of the guys travel from out of state to be part of the team, so we're loving it. Anyways, I'm cutting up Chastity and we're starting off with creating our guide all the way around the side of the head. This is gonna be the longest length we're gonna have on the side. Chastity decided she wants to sneeze while I'm cutting with shears, about to slice my finger off. But anyways, we're using the DFS formula, guys. If you're not aware what the DFS formula is, give me a second, I gotta show you guys this. So this was me in Russia. That's Josh OP to the left, that's me. So we're here to cut hair. They booked us for a show. I never met Josh in my life. Josh was from the UK, I'm from America. And we just hit it off. This was the first time we met. We hit it off, and today we're business partners. But at that time, he had created his own cutting system, and I was so fascinated by it. It's elevated so much since then. He's grown it since then. And I've been really focused on learning the DFS formula and training. And he's gonna go get hands-on with me. I'll film some of that as well and teach me hands-on on mannequins and on models. But for now, I've just been taking his online course. There's a link in the description. It is an affiliate link. If you guys want to learn more about the course, you can check it out. But I'm committed to it. And this was the first time that we met.
In England, that's just
I didn't know that today we would be business partners and friends, close friends.
They sell beer, kids.
Not just that, but our wives are close. Like, it's crazy how much of a small world this can become, and having like-minded passions for something can bring you together. So he lives in Tampa now. He moved from the UK to Tampa. Anyways, let's get back to the tutorial. All right, so we're sectioning the hair, just making sure that the sections are correct where they need to be. And you'll understand in detail if you take the course. I can't teach in a 15, 20-minute tutorial the system here, because right now I'm cutting the hair based on my client's head shape at the round of the head. But you have to be able to customize this depending on the person. And then when you're cutting this first perimeter, this first guideline around the head, you also have to understand what type of elevation and how you're going to, and where you're going to pull the hair to for your cutting lines. And so now that we've cut the sides, the longest length of the sides, I'm going to connect the top to the sides. And we'll do this all the way around. So my client Chastity here, she's been coming to me for probably a decade. Her hair is very difficult to do, but I can tell you, honestly, using this system made it very simple. And so if you're looking at it, we are creating a squared, not here, it's rounded, but it's gonna be squared here on the sides. I'm cutting it all the way around, okay, the length. But now that we're done, we're gonna go ahead and take 2 sections, right? And we're gonna pull the hair up, and that's gonna be our cutting length for the rest of the cut. So that'll be our guideline. So we'll keep cutting all the way back using that first cut here as our guideline. Now you have to know when it makes sense to cut straight across, when you want to be more rounded. It's all you want to tailor these haircuts to your client. That's going to set you apart in the barbershop environment, especially in most cities in the States. By the way, this setup right here I took from S Craft. Shout out to him. And so we're gonna do this all the way back to the crown area right there. Now that we've done that, we're gonna frame her hairline. She likes her hairline to be very sharp. She wants a squared, sharp lineup. But in the beginning, I'm gonna cut it with shears because if you notice, this is fringe. This is not her actual hairline. Her hairline's about a ½ inch higher than that, but she has calyx there. So she needs that length in order for the hair to lay down, all right? So we put a little bit of Tomb 45 clay, you can get on Amazon. We put a little bit of that in while it was wet, and we're gonna go ahead and blow dry it so that it's, I would say 80% dry. And just so that I can go ahead and start to do clipper work, into the top. But you can see textures coming out already, and once we line it up and everything, it's gonna look.
Our 245 Indestructible Clay has a matte finish, a strong gold, and a fresh scent. Although it has a strong gold, don't be afraid, because if you style it in the morning for work and then you want to go out at night, it's easily workable and you can just move around the product and restyle it exactly how you want. The formula is non-greasy, so that means whether you're styling your own hair or your client's hair in the barbershop, it's easy to wash off at the end.
Shout out to Kenna for plugging the 245 clay. To me, it's the best clay on the market. It's on Amazon right now. There's 300 5-star reviews. So if you haven't tried it, I recommend you try it. You can get it on Amazon, or you can get it at 245.com. So notice what I'm doing with my comb here is just to hold this hair in place. All right. I'm using a number 4 guard to cut into this cutting line that we initially created with the shears. Remember, if I go into the hair, if I go into it, okay, all of this length and the shape that we created, we're going to erase. So I'm using my comb as a guideline to essentially keep that weight that's there, and we're going to fade down from here. Because the goal is to make this as short as possible, keep this as dark as possible, and the gradients in between is what's going to create a beautiful fade, okay? Now, if your comb is there, you can cut all the way up, right? As long as you're not cutting in to that length. If you're cutting up, that's fine, because all this length will reach that cutting line, okay? So we'll use that comb to hold the hair in place and protect it from us cutting this length that's here. If you notice, that length is long, but it's creating the shape that we want. And so we're gonna do a number 4 as our base, and then you'll see as we start to go ahead and create our initial guideline, the space in between is going to be pretty even all the way through, okay? So here's our initial cutting line, our perimeter. Here's our bald line, okay? We're gonna bald all this out, get this as short as possible, okay? Because the shorter you get it here at the bottom, the more gradient it's gonna look when you fade up to the top. And I'm using my Babeless FX1 clipper. This clipper has a really dope blade on it, but it's not gonna, if you're punching your guideline, this is something that I took from the DFS formula. If I'm punching my guideline in with this clipper blade, it's not gonna be so close as a trimmer. So it's gonna be easier to take out. We will follow this up with a trimmer and a shaver. I never really do this. I'm following the system, so I'm sticking with it. Notice that I'm leaving this area dark. I'm leaving hair there. I want to create a ghost line. So she's gonna have pointy sideburns and a C cup. So in order to create that, I gotta leave this length of hair that's there. Now we'll go ahead and start to create our next guideline. That's gonna be with the half guard closed. And we're gonna go up about we need about a 1/2 inch distance here, all the way around. Once we've created that guideline, we'll go ahead and start to take out this bottom line that you see here. These guides are to keep you organized and have your work clean. All right, now we're gonna follow up with the trimmer up to this guideline. So the trimmer will be right below that guideline, and then the rest of it will be the shaver to get it nice and bald. Me and Chastity, we have some of the dopest conversations. As a matter of fact, Chastity's really interested in becoming a barber. She's been coming to me for a very long time, and she's seen the growth of the brand of barbers around us, how they're doing very well. We have barbers most of our barbers are doing clearing 6 figures as barbers. Some of them are doing, Mo just made $7,000 a week, for example. I know it sounds impossible. I know most people look down at barbers and don't think it's a real career or whatever, but I can tell you that any profession you can be successful. And if you're passionate and if you wear your business hat, you can be very successful. Think about it. If you're averaging $40 a ticket, that's a $25 or $30 haircut with tips. Some of your clients, some add-ons, some of your clients get their haircut and beard. So your average ticket is gonna be $40. But if you're doing 50 haircuts a week, that's $2,000 a week. If you're doing 60, that's $2,400 a week, right? So you can clear 6 figures a year, and you're gonna pay taxes, but you're gonna pay less taxes than a W-2 employee, because if you get with Pi Accounting, which is one of my companies, we'll put you in an S corp, we'll help you pay less taxes, and you can build a real career as a barber if that's something you guys are interested in. All right, so anyways, we're starting to fade out this section. Let me walk you through what we're doing here. So look, this is one guideline, this is another guideline. And the idea is we created this line with the half guard, right? With the 0.5. And so we took off the half guard, we're going blade open right here. We're going halfway open right here, quarter of the way open right here, and all the way closed right here. Doing those steps will blend out that area and fade it into this bald area, okay? So those are the steps that we're doing. You guys can watch along as this line starts to vanish. You guys see how the line's starting to fade away? And now we're all the way closed. And now we're just retracing some spots that I saw that were dark. But we're pretty much doing those steps around the entire head until it's blended. Okay, now we're gonna go, this is actually our number 1 guard, it's not the half guard. So this is our number 1 guard, and we're doing the same thing, about a 1/2 inch section. And beneath that 1 guard, then we'll use the half guard to fade out. If you notice, just like on the other spot, here's our line, here's our other line. The half guard is gonna blend all this together, okay? So now we have our half guard. And it's about halfway open, and then we'll go close right beneath that. And if there's still some weight right in there, then you just gotta drop back down to that blade open to really take it out, okay? Now, remember, the highest guard we used to the top here was a number 4. So beneath that number 4, we're gonna use the 3 open, then the 3 closed. And that's what we're gonna use to debulk this area and get it ready for a number 2 guard. So now we have our number 2 guard. Number 2 is all the way open, then closed. And once we've gotten that down to a 2 closed, we're gonna be ready for our half guard, our 1.5 guard. So now the 1.5 guard is going to debulk this dark area and really make that blend come together. Now, there's gonna be one last step, because remember, we created this line with the number 1 guard closed, okay? This is our 4, 3.5, 3, 2 open, 2 closed, 1.5 guard, halfway, 1.5 guard closed. In order to finish the job, remember, this is the 1 guard closed. We need the 1 guard open, and then we'll close it up. And if we need to do anything else, we'll just keep going down, follow through with all the sizes we did beneath that. So if this is the 1 open and this is the 1 closed where this line is, we may need to go back down to the half guard, then the blade open, then halfway open, then quarter, then closed. And when you complete all of these steps, you're gonna get a nice refined fade. Don't believe me, just watch. I know that was corny. It's a dad joke, guys. Chill out, it's a dad joke. All right, so we're still at the 1.5 guard. I'm telling you, my client's hair is difficult. She does not go to nobody else. Every once in a while she has to, but if she can, she will drive an hour to me to get her hair cut. She had waited a while, I think 2 months to get this haircut. And I'm working on my camera skills right now. I thought it was manual focus, but I guess it's not. I gotta figure out why it's still focusing, even though it's on manual. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I'll figure it out, guys, eventually. It's not blurry because of the fade yet. It's blurry because of the camera right now. Right now it's better. Y'all get the gist. All right, and so we're gonna do the same exact steps on this side. And so hopefully I've explained it well enough to where you can follow along with your own 2 eyes. Remember, this is the number 4 guard connecting to the top, then the 3 open. I think this is the 3 open, then 3 closed right beneath that, then the 2 open, 2 closed, 1.5 guard, 1 open, 1 closed, follow through. And the way that I'm cutting, I'm just cutting to make sure that the hair is feeding through the teeth. If you're just going too fast, the hair may not be feeding, so you're not gonna get the cleanest cut. One thing too about this particular client, that is very fine right there, and it's not that dense of an area. So if you notice with my 3 guard, I'm not going all the way over. I'm cutting in that shape, right? So I'm dropping and dropping so that I can keep this area as dark as possible. So when I line it up, it doesn't look super light here and then dark in this area. I'm enjoying using these Babyless FX1 clippers. Like I said, they're redesigned. The motor's better, the battery life is better, the ergonomics, it's quiet as hell. It's just overall great clipper in my opinion. And then the battery system, being able to just swap out your batteries and have full battery again without having to charge your entire clipper is pretty convenient, man. It's amazing technology. It's crazy what these clipper companies are doing. Shout out to the ones that are spending money on R&D instead of just, being profit focused. Nothing wrong with that, but you gotta love a company that wants to continue to bring innovation to an industry. So you guys can see the face starting to come together. Little by little, this will start to vanish. Just trust the system, trust the process. Keep dropping your guards. So at this point, we're back down to the half guard. Remember, we already used this guard. Sometimes you have to follow through. So we might end up taking out this line with the blade halfway open, no guard. You know what I mean? You can tell me and Chastity be talking. That's part of barbering. Barbering is the whole experience, not just the haircut, right? So guys, now that we kept this dark area, you guys can see how she's got the points, she's got the C cup coming in, and that's because we kept that area dark intentionally. And so the C cup is coming in really, the fade's not perfect by any means, okay? But we're framing the haircut now so we can see what the fade looks like and make improvements based on that. Now, you got to be careful that you don't push her back, because remember what I said, that area is super fine, super fine. But without enhancements, you guys can see we can get a really nice hairline by keeping that area dark with its own organic, natural hair. And Chastity wants enhancements, so we will enhance the cut, but I want to make sure that the cut looks good with or without enhancements. This right here, this corner, you can tell is fringe, it's bangs, it's not her actual hairline, so that will come off. It's probably gonna look more so like that, okay? And again, by keeping that area dark, this is not enhancements, but she still has a nice C cup, still has nice sideburns. The lineup's coming out pretty clean. And then when we enhance the cuts, it's just gonna make it a good look. She's probably gonna go out tonight, take her spouse to the restaurant or something. So we're gonna enhance it. We're using Tomb 45 no drip with the clutch card. You can get it at tomb45.com or Amazon. I put a little bit of hairspray, and now we're using the Tomb 45 hair fibers to stack on top. This is a technique that I learned from Get Beamed. Then we're gonna go ahead and line it up, add another layer of hairspray to try to make it as waterproof as possible, and so that it'll last as long as possible. The no drip though is water resistant. You can splash water on there, it's not gonna come off. You can sweat, it's not gonna come off. But once you go take a shower and you scrub, it will come off. So if you want it to last longer, rinse, don't scrub. That's the secret with enhancements. And again, it's not supposed to hide any imperfections. The haircut's supposed to look good without it, in my opinion. Some people need it in order to look like this. Some people don't, but if they want a specific look, there's some barbers that literally be making fun of this and will literally say they won't do it. Bro, that's like going to a restaurant and asking for, I don't know, your steak to be a certain way and then telling you no. Anyways, this is the before. See, she was woofing. And now let's take a look at that. Yo guys, we're back. I'm back studying the craft. I'm gonna be learning from the best of the best, Josh OP with the DFS formula. So little by little, you're gonna see me dropping. I got like 10 of these in the chamber right now. So if you're excited about it, please do turn on notifications. We're gonna be back in our bag. I can't wait to continue to drop tutorials for you guys, help you guys out. And I will see you guys on the next video. Dang, Blurry right there, look at that. It's Blurry, just saying.